Boom, we are recording on the camera.
I'll put my Beats wireless headphones away. So I'm trying to decide which riddle I should start with. Should I start with?
I brought some too, though.
Yeah, but mine are like, you have to try and figure out the pattern, or are we actually going to start on time? Oh, right. I forgot. Jay said that something's up with the camera.
What?
Didn't Jay said something was
The
up?
camera's in the roof. It's on right now. I said 2 minutes ago, I'm recording.
I heard you say that, but
Yeah, it's up in the roof. I got it recording right now.
so you can see all of us right now.
Yeah, it's honestly a better picture. It's like right at the top of us.
Oh, wait.
We're about to be like, we got 1 more minute in this song, and then the sweeper, and then our intro coming in like 2 minutes. Now, I don't know what's up with them frogs in there. Oh, well, I might talk on that anyway. I don't know what's up with them chicks in this class. Like, I was actually being good today. I didn't even say nothing.
Oh, so it's an ongoing, it's an ongoing thing?
Oh,
So
yeah.
not just today, I just
No.
got a glimpse of it, huh?
Yeah. And I've pretty much been Switzerland the entire time.
You should be after what you said today.
We only have, tomorrow and Thursday with them, so
I ain't coming back, buddy. I'll be on virtual.
you will be here for the sports show, though, right?
Yeah, I'll be here. I'm gonna be here. I'm just gonna be on virtual for those classes.
Okay. We actually, I will say, like, once everything calmed down, I'm not, like, saying,
I don't know what her issue is then with me, because, like, I was trying to work with her. I was being nice, trying to take her suggestions, and then she said that about you, and then I didn't even say anything, and she was like, you guys get all up in your feelings too easy.
I don't know.
What the fuck is that about?
Hey, aren't we, didn't you say?
No, I said the mic's not on.
Okay, good.
I know what I'm doing, Josh. Calm down.
Oh.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of SplitView
SplitView.
with this week Kramer, Josh, and Quinn. Hello.
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 How's everybody doing this week?
Pretty good.
Mixed.
Mixed?
Yeah.
I mean, I am too. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah, I had the Father's Day from,
Oh, yeah. So tell us real quick, I don't want to take too much time, but give us like the short version of your Father's Day. This was an interesting story.
Can I say the HE double hockey sticks on here? Am I allowed to say that?
I believe so. I mean, that's FCC compliant.
Okay, so it was, if that is the case, I'll say it was Father's Day from Hell.
Yeah, that's fine.
WWE does have a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell.
Well, it's FFC compliant. Like, there's 7 dirty words in television you can't say, and that's not one of them. So, thankfully, because you definitely just said it anyway. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yes, but I got approval from you. So
yeah.
Anyway, so we go out on our family boat, which has broken down a lot over the years. And the engines break down. We have to call the Coast Guard. Our family friends are out, so they have to race in and pick us up. My dad stayed on our boat while my mom and I went on our family friend's boat. And then it started to downpour. It felt like a monsoon. So that was fun. And then after that, coming home, we got stuck in a traffic jam for almost an hour.
It sounds like you had a great Father's Day.
No.
How about you, boys? Didn't you do anything over the weekend?
Well, I worked both of my gigs. Lashes in the morning. Straight from there, I went to the airport and bartended, and that was my first day back in a year. And I got my butt kicked.
Oh, wait, you said you went bartending?
Yeah, I bartend at Panini's in the airport.
Oh, that's what's up. I didn't know you bartended.
Oh yeah.
How is she like Lashes doing?
Oh, pretty good. Expanding, doing great. Just got some new merchandise. You see the girls in the two-piece outfits, like the tank tops and the shorts. Just ordered that in. People pre-ordered. So
Well, we haven't talked about this business a whole lot. This is like pretty much your side hustle.
Well, it's more so my life now.
Because I remember, like you said, you were kind of describing it when we were talking about like Corona and your kids and stuff.
Oh yeah, so it was a side hustle that I started during the time that I was laid off from my job. But I actually started a business, got an LLC, so now it's my life's work right now. So I kind of was putting it before everything, and I love it. It's not a job to me.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, I had a pretty normal. It felt like it flew by. Like honestly, can't believe we're already in the 4th week of this 4th block. We're literally after this week, we're going to be halfway done with our beginning program in school.
Cue the song's halfway there.
It doesn't feel like it's been halfway though, does it? At least it doesn't
No,
to
it
me.
seems like we still just started 2
Yeah.
months.
And we've been doing this show, well, it sounds like the 2nd or 3rd. It was the 3rd week, because this is the 4th week, that's right, because this is the 12th episode. This is episode 12.
But I recently joined in on that.
Well, you've been on for a few episodes now.
Yeah, but you and Poison are like the family members of it.
Well,
And-
yeah, I can say I do. I apologize for being absent. Recently for I'll say a good 4 weeks altogether, like every other week type of thing. I do apologize about that.
Yeah, well, at least we had Josh here to fill in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh.
I will be
out
out.
of company.
Yep, I will unfortunately be out of town next week, so you will not see me on the show.
Well, we do this show every Tuesday at 3 o'clock usually, if I can get us on in time. That was a few minutes off today, that's close. And
I
then
think we started at like 3:04, so you're good.
I've been recording the video off the webcam, putting that up on YouTube right after, so please make sure to check that out. That is on our our Facebook page. You can find with SplitView 216. I got so many shows going on, like I get confused. I gotta make sure I'm saying the right one before I say it. And you can also find those on my YouTube, which you can find Kramer Radio and Productions.
You've been doing well with your YouTube channel. I've checked out your videos.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten some decent views.
Yeah.
I could use more, so definitely go check that out. And hit up our Facebook. But in the meantime, now we're through all the pleasantries and the niceties, let's get into where we kind of left off last week, which is Josh said he had some riddles for me to start.
Yes.
It's kind of the trivia part of this.
Yeah. So Poison, you can join in on this too, but typically with riddles, it's like, you start with a question, like, I'm trying to think of a good example off the top of my head, but typically with a riddle, you give a question and then the other person has to figure it out. The riddles I'm about to give you are not that type of riddle. I'm going to keep telling you, like, this person likes this, but he doesn't like this. You have to try and figure out what the connection is between what he likes and what he doesn't like, and give me an example, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
So just go ahead and try one, because I always get confused when people try to explain things. I'd rather
I was gonna say you go first, Kramer.
Yeah, just shoot the question.
Okay, so there's this guy Greg, right?
All right, well, Greg.
I'm just pulling out some name from out of my
Best friend Greg. Cool.
Yes, and he likes coffee, but he doesn't like tea.
Well, Greg sounds like a little wussy, but okay.
Okay. He likes phones, but he doesn't like television.
Coffee. You said coffee, but not tea.
Yes.
And phones, but not television.
Yes. Do you think have you figured out what he likes and what he doesn't like?
Coffee and not tea. Phones and not television.
Either of you can answer this one.
I have.
You want to try giving one, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
I have no clue.
You don't want to just throw.
Well, give us the
Because
answer.
they're similar.
Because I don't have an idea
The
of
things that you're saying
well, I
you don't
can't-
like is too similar.
I can't give you an answer. Like, you have to figure out what he likes and what he doesn't like. That's the whole point of this riddle.
But I don't know Greg. Who's Greg?
Just a random
Our
kid.
name Greg likes shampoo, but he doesn't like conditioner. Does that work?
I tried to think of the spell.
I think Greg likes toothpaste, but he doesn't use a toothbrush.
He does not like toothpaste, so you are incorrect.
I have no clue.
All right, let's keep going. He likes Mars, but he doesn't like Jupiter. He likes Venus, but he doesn't like Earth.
Is Greg a Martian?
Again, there must be a Greg somewhere, but
I'm sure there's a Greg somewhere.
it's just a random name I pulled out of my butt. Which he likes hands, but he doesn't like feet.
Likes hands, but he doesn't like feet.
Yes. I'm trying to think. He does not like stairs. He does not like escalators, and he doesn't like elevators.
I'm checking my phone to see if my girlfriend has sent me an answer. She has not. So even she definitely is listening. If she knew, she would have sent an answer.
So I'm really stumping
I
you
got
guys.
the trivia king from our other show, James, out in the hallway listening, and he's looking at me confused.
Do you have a guess on it?
I think you pretty much stumped it.
You don't have a guess on what he likes and what he doesn't like?
I don't know.
Just throw out a guess.
I threw out multiple guesses.
Okay.
So does he like pencils, but he don't like pens?
He likes both of those.
Oh,
Oh, man.
I cannot right now.
So I honestly do not get it.
I don't.
All right.
I don't feel like more examples. Like, is it?
Do you want me to give you a hint?
Just give me the answer at this point.
Because, okay, what you started with, he likes coffee but doesn't like tea. It's caffeine in both of those. So, what is the difference?
I mean, one's
That's
black, one's kind of tan.
Okay.
Okay, what was the second one again?
I'm already got them all.
He likes drums, but he doesn't like guitars. He likes music, but not sports.
You're stressing me.
Yeah, we're getting up against a commercial break, so you're gonna have to give me the answer.
Come on, why do I have to just give away the answer?
Because we gotta end.
Here's your first hint. It has to do with the spelling of the words.
All right, well, we'll think about that, but you better give us the answer before the end of the show.
I will.
And real quick, this is what I think of when I think of a riddle. What does come down but never goes up?
Well, there are different kinds of riddles.
But what's the answer to that? What does come down but never goes up?
Gravity?
Rain.
Oh.
I was just about to say that.
See, that's my thought on it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll keep thinking about that, and my girlfriend said she didn't hear it, so we'll have to give her maybe a quick refresher when we get back. And we're going to hit a commercial break, and I'm going to play some local music. The band is Avarice, the song is Ground, and then we'll be right back with some U.S. news, including a Juneteenth story I have, and also some Alton Brown stuff. That's apparently Josh's guy, so hang around.
Thank you, Josh, for stressing me out. Getting me anxiety about it.
Dang, I didn't realize I would stump you guys that much.
I was stumped. I'm still stumped.
I still don't get it.
And here comes James.
Did that have to do with the spelling?
Yep. I love doing this riddle. It takes people forever to figure it out. It's so much fun.
I'm trying to think of everything.
Give me so coffee but not tea.
Yes.
Hands but not feet.
Hands but not feet.
He said Mars but not Jupiter.
Correct. He likes Uranus but not Neptune.
He said Venus but not Earth.
Yep, Venus but not Earth.
Is it like something to do with the files? Like,
He does not like stairs, he does not like escalators, and he does not like elevators. He likes drums, but not guitars. He likes cars, but not trucks. He likes Dr. Pepper, but not Sprite. Dang, I didn't realize I would stump you this much. I don't remember where I learned this riddle, but it stuck with me, and I love telling it to people.
yeah, he likes screwing with people.
I did it with my campers one summer, and they loved it.
Oh.
I'll tell you guys the answer by the end of the show. Maybe I'll in between segments, I'll throw in another one and see if you guys can catch on. You're looks like I turned the tables on you.
Never said I was good at riddles. No, riddles are a whole different.
This is just a different breed of riddle than what you think of. Don't look it up.
I wasn't. I was about to tell my girlfriend. She tuned in a couple minutes late.
Okay, I must have screwed something up with my LinkedIn, because everybody's saying, congrats on finishing up at OMS. I'm like, I'm not done. I don't know if it's how I put it on my phone.
What class?
We got a 30-second one, and then we're back. What was one with Jupiter again?
He likes Mercury, but not Jupiter.
What's that theory out? That one out the window?
I didn't think I would stump you guys this much. Wow.
Mike's coming back on. Hello and welcome back, SplitView.
You guys are really stumped by that.
Yeah, we got stumped. We like to do trivia to start the show every week, and I usually have been the Kramer quiz master, so I let Josh take a run at it this week, and he hit us with a riddle. And you were saying that this guy named Greg,
It's just some random
guy, but let's give him a name. Some guy named Greg.
Yes, I wanted to give him a name, correct.
He likes coffee, but he doesn't like tea.
Yes.
Give us one or two more.
He likes Mercury, but he doesn't like Earth. He likes Venus, but he doesn't like Jupiter. He likes Mars, but he doesn't like Saturn.
Well, I know my girlfriend's listening, so I want to know if she can think of anything. This would be a great time to have a call-in number.
Yeah, I wish we had a call-in for this situation.
Oh, well,
but keep trying to figure it out.
Okay. He likes apples, but he don't like bananas.
He likes both of those.
Oh, goodness.
Well, while we're thinking about that, I want to jump quick into some U.S. news. And, Josh, you wanted to kind of discuss how Juneteenth was made a national holiday over it happened Thursday officially?
Yeah, I think.
it was like it was the maybe 2 or 3 days before the actual day of.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I thought the timing of the whole thing was very interesting. I get why it was made into a holiday, and it makes sense. I'm just confused about the whole thing, because
Do you not know what it's for?
I know it has something to do with the end of slavery and Lincoln delivering the
Emancipation Proclamation.
Yes. Doesn't it, I'm on the right path.
I believe so. Do you know, Poison?
Well, yeah, it pretty much sums up the end of slavery. It actually, okay, because you know for the longest of time that there was still slavery in certain states.
Yeah.
So overall, this holiday represents, the whole thing about African Americans being Americans like itself, like, because we're still Americans technically. And
100%.
that's why, someone asked me, okay, well, what is the colors for the holiday? It's still red, white, and blue because we're still Americans.
That's interesting, because on, like, backgrounds I was seeing, like, I can pull up a picture on my phone. I was seeing, like, it would say Juneteenth, and it wouldn't be red, white, and blue behind it. It would be, like, green.
Like, kind of, like,
Let me see if I can pull up a picture.
well, African colors, or
Person of like,
It was something like that. It might have been, like, African colors.
the culture for people of color is so large, it encompasses so many things, because you do have people who have lived over here for generations, but then you have, some more recent immigrants. It all depends on who you are, probably.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, something like that, like,
Okay. Well, because that is technically, that's the.
Or you have something like that.
The African colors for, like, way back.
Right.
The only thing I was wondering about it is I had read something over the weekend, somebody saying that what it actually celebrates was the day that the last family found out that slavery was over. Because, in the 1800s, it wasn't like you just got on a TV channel or the internet and said something. So it was like, because news used to, like, originate in New York, so it would take forever to get to the west side of the country. But anyways, I had heard that over the weekend. I didn't know if that was true or not. But I knew it had.
That one I haven't heard.
I knew it was along those lines.
Do you guys think it's interesting that this holiday was made now?
I thought the timing was interesting, just because I thought, if anything, like, why not a couple months ago?
Right.
Because it was a bank holiday, so it felt like it just didn't give people a lot of time to prepare. I'm not sure, like, the way the world is now, a bank holiday doesn't really affect people all that much.
Right.
But it could in certain situations.
I feel, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this holiday is more the creation, I should say, is, creation of a holiday, of this holiday.
The recognition of it federally.
Yes, thank you. Is more significant, not just because of, like, everything that's happened with George Floyd and all the others, which, may they rest in peace, they should not have lost their lives in the way they did. I know there's countless others, but again, George Floyd, I would say, is the most prominent of those. So that's why I'm saying it's interesting that Juneteenth is now being recognized as a federal.
Well, okay, so with that, like, them recognizing it, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying.
But Juneteenth has been a thing. A lot of people don't know that has been a thing for years now. It just wasn't official.
Well, that's why
there's a lot of people I know that does not. They say, "Oh, what you doing for the 4th of July?" I don't celebrate that. I celebrate Juneteenth. So it's been a thing, but it just wasn't, like a public thing or like everybody knew about it.
That's what I'm saying. Federally recognized, because it's been celebrated for a long time.
Yeah.
And and trust me, I did not mean to sound like stereotypical or racist.
Hey, you know what? This stuff, you don't know it unless we talk about it.
Right.
So that's kind of my idea,
Exactly.
Get it out in the open. And along that same idea, right, I have this story here, and I was curious, since we have Poison here, and just to have a different perspective on this story.
I like that you're here, because you do add a different perspective.
Well, and the show's called SplitView. We all have different perspectives.
Exactly.
But for this story particularly, there's some people, and there were some people of color I saw saying this, felt like the
the fact that they made this holiday was kind of like something showy. They did it for show more than, it wasn't like something that serious change from the government. And I saw this story, and there was like a lot of little ones about things that were offensive that happened over the weekend. And this was one that caught my eye. It was at Atlanta IKEA, and Juneteenth menu there has angered some people. Okay, Juneteenth menu at IKEA. So a menu that the manager of the IKEA store said was meant to honor Juneteenth has instead angered many people. Many didn't even show up for work on Saturday, and some have even thought about quitting. And the manager is now apologizing. The CBS affiliate sent an email on Friday that said the special menu for customers and employees was one way to honor the perseverance of Black Americans and acknowledge the progress yet to be made. But the menu was said to include items such as fried chicken,
and
watermelon. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the typical, because I knew nothing about it, but that's the typical stereotype for associating food with Black.
So I'm not bringing that up because, like, to honor that dude or anything. The reason I'm bringing it up is because I feel like that's a good way to highlight, like, how a lot of people who are ignorant of what it's actually about, or just of, that culture in general, are going to do dumb things like that.
Right. Yeah, because I think that he knew exactly what he was doing. Before you even got that out, I already knew what it was. The whole time you was reading it, but I just didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I already knew what it was going to be. But yeah, that's the oldest stereotype of, associated Black people to barbecues and all that type of stuff. So it's like he knew what he was doing.
So I understand some of the stereotypes that are connected to Blacks or African Americans. Sometimes I get confused about what the correct term is, understandably. But because you hear both, so I get confused.
So the term that would be correct for, no offense to you, but for Caucasians to use is African American.
Okay.
Black, saying Black folks or Black is kind of offensive because it goes beyond us. It's part of history. It's before all this. So
you can kind of understand how I get confused, though.
Yeah. And then it's just like this generation, it's a lot of stuff that, even in our classrooms, it's a lot of stuff that they are not teaching. And then your parents are not touching based on the rules. So it's just like, you don't know, so you can't blame someone for what they don't know.
Because, like, when I took, like, U.S. history classes in college and high school, I heard both the term Black and I heard the term African American. And I never... maybe I'm wrong, but I never really heard, like, this one's the more politically correct.
Yeah,
versus
African
the other one.
American would be more correct to say. But, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't say, like white people were.
The thing of it is, I always kind of noticed, it seems like it depends on what generation you are, too.
Yeah,
right.
Because
me being saying it.
And me being an 80s and 90s baby, that was a normal term back
Right.
then. I still don't try to use it when I catch it, but sometimes it comes out of my mouth without thinking about it.
Right.
Now, more recently, like, the younger kids seem to know better than that. And it is, like you said, a matter of education. And so when I see a story like this, like I just said, I wonder, like, this is where they need to start bringing some kind of more education. And they need to have a Juneteenth curriculum or something so that if there's not issues like this.
Right.
Absolutely. And may I just say, so I have a child.
Yeah, and then I had something to say, but I'll let you go first.
And we're lighter skinned. We're Black, but we're what they would call light skinned. I don't think I'm light skinned. I think I'm more like a bronze or whatever. But my son, he says, "Oh, we're white." Like, no, because we Black people come in different shades. So he's like, "No, we're white," and I have to correct him. Like, no. But it starts in the household first. The parents and the way they teach and So.
Right. So,
real quick,
I watched comedians like Kevin Hart and Jeff Dunham. He's one of my favorite comedians. But the comedian I want to talk about is Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy. He did a skit with one of his friends called, I don't know if you've heard about it, the Racist Gift Basket.
No.
But
I haven't heard of this either, and I like Fluffy.
It was all completely a joke. He's not a racist by any means, but
Are you talking about Gabriel Iglesias? Is he
Yeah.
is he Hawaiian or is he?
I think he's Mexican.
Okay.
But he's not racist. He's not, like, he doesn't hate black people or anything like that. Not that I know of. But he played a joke with another one of his comedian friends on a black comedian where he put together, like, this racist gift basket. He got all, like, the stereotypical things. And it was just funny, but in a comedic way.
So is there like a question there?
Yeah. So, like, you know, you brought up watermelon earlier as a stereotype of black people, and they added that to the gift basket. I don't understand that. Like, why is watermelon a stereotype of African Americans? Because I legitimately do not know.
Yeah, because a lot of African Americans eat watermelon.
And a lot of people eat watermelon, you know, but I always felt like it was a southern thing too, kind of
It
watermelon,
is.
and because that was more of a racist area, the South, that's why that kind of became such a big deal.
I did not know that.
I mean, that's just comment, like me putting two things together. I don't know that for sure.
Right.
And this is a good conversation, so we're going a little late. I didn't want to, like, cut us off. We do got to hit a commercial break, but if people listening to this or watching it later on want to drop comments in the comment box, please do, because we can bring this up in another show as well. This is a fun conversation, and we actually still had another story I want to get to when we get back. So we're going to take one more quick break, and we have, actually a few more quick breaks, but one more for now, and we are going to be playing Prince Bop, Say So, and we'll be right back after just that 3-minute song, so make sure you hang around.
Oh yeah, fun fact, there's actually yellow watermelon down south. The grows naturally yellow.
Okay. Here's the video of it. It's a whole, I don't know if we can play the whole thing, because it's, like, really long. It's, like, 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But it's funny. And he completely meant it as a joke. Because
it was from years ago that never made it to a 1-hour special. And the cool part about this story is that it now has a different ending. The story is called The Gift Basket.
people love this story. It's just so funny. To me.
Some of you know it, some of you don't know it, but after this, you're never going to forget it. All you have to know about this story is that all the people involved have always been and will continue to be friends. That being said, Martin and I...
Martin's language.
Friends. Start like that. Martin and I are scheduled to perform in Northern California. Usually we fly, but this particular day I was having a problem with Southwest Airlines. They wanted me to pay for an extra seat for someone who wasn't traveling with me. Take your time, you'll figure it out. Anyway, I tell Martin, I'm not paying for an extra seat. Let's just drive in 6 hours. So we headed
I can jump ahead if you
3 hours
want.
into the drive. We're passing through.
I can jump ahead if you want.
And as we're passing, hey, first of all,
Wait, so what is this on that I can go back and watch it later?
It's on his YouTube channel.
Performing this weekend at the Radisson Hotel.
Okay,
Directly
you can move forward to the actual.
Apollo comedian.
Yes, it was for G Rival.
I was like, sir, can you help us? What do you need? My buddy Martin and I, employees of the store, find out what we're doing, and they start falling. And we start hitting the middle of the store. And we start to design the sickest practical joke ever. I get a shopping cart. I'm like, all right, we need a basket. So I find one. I take out the grass, the plastic eggs, and the chocolate rabbits. And we start hitting the aisles. First item I grab is a fried chicken about that big. Okay? See how quick that laugh was? So you black people in here like, motherfucker, this better be funny.
You tell me when we're about to come back and I'll pick it
So
up.
anyway, then my thing has the miniature watermelon and I put it next to the fried chicken. Here's where it gets interesting. Employees of the store or find out what we're doing, and they start volunteering to help us finish the basket. Half of the employees were black, which made it so much more accurate.
Back in like 30 seconds.
Aisle after aisle, one guy was stocking the shelf.
It's fun. It's fun.
Okay, so yeah, I could just Google it. The gift pass.
Yeah.
That's what it's for, right?
I got real good. I found it fun.
Mike's coming out.
Do you want me to give you another?
My God, buddy. Oh, well. You blew it now.
You blew it!
You blew it, okay.
Isn't that a thing for Battle Stamper?
Yep.
What movie though?
I don't remember. Adam Sandler had so many good movies. Me and my girlfriend quite enjoy.
You blew it!
But, okay, you said you have another one, another clue, another hint?
I'm trying to think.
On this ongoing riddle that nobody can figure out.
He likes sound, but not light.
I don't get it.
James, in the other room, in All Sports Cleveland, says he has it figured out.
Well, that doesn't help me over here in North Coast Underground. Whoa! And I just dropped my mic.
You literally did a mic drop.
Literally. Anyways, while I'm figuring this out,
Technical difficulty.
while I'm figuring this out, you said you had a story about Alton Brown, right?
Yeah. So
Do it.
he's going to be coming back to Chopped to, make the basket. Have you ever watched the show Chopped before?
No, but I heard of it.
It's hosted by Ted Allen. There's 3 judges and there's 3 rounds, and there are mystery baskets with a variety of ingredients. Like I've seen horse uterus be an ingredient on there, and nutria, which is giant swamp rat. Yes, and they've had to work with Rocky Mountain oysters, which are how do I say this?
Bull members?
Yes, bull male parts. Is that you good over there?
I'm trying to fix this mic.
Anyway, so Alton Brown's going to be coming in. This is his second time on the show, and he's going to be doing messing with the baskets and manipulating them to be the way ingredients that he wants to put in there. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I love when Chop does this, where they bring in a guest judge, and that guest judge gets to change the rules of the show.
And this is your kind of show, isn't it? Because you're always wanting to talk reality, reality food.
Reality food.
That's what it is, reality food TV.
I guess. I never heard the term reality food before.
Well, it's a reality show, and they're talking about food, right?
By the way, he likes food, but he doesn't like reality.
Who?
Greg.
I didn't even know who we were talking about at this point. My mic is literally falling apart in the middle of this broadcast. I am not having, and Poison's over there laughing at me.
If we had a blooper reel right now, that would be awesome.
Anyway, I'm not even gonna touch it anymore.
But this is the second, as I said, this is the second time Alton Brown will be on the show Chopped, and this is the second time he's going to be messing with the baskets. The first time, I think one of the ingredients the chefs had to work with was tarantula in the dessert round.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few messed up things on some of those shows.
So I just think that's a really fun story that I wanted to discuss.
Touch on.
Because you and I had, before I joined SplitView, you and I did that game show.
Yeah, that was the second week of school.
Yeah, you and I did that really fun game show podcast, which people really seem to enjoy.
Yeah, it was. Do you ever watch any game shows, Poison?
I used to. Not too much big on watching TV these days.
About the only game show I think I would still watch, pretty religious. Well, I like, what is it, the Guy Fieri show.
Guys Grocery Games?
Yeah, Guys Grocery Games. I like that, but I also like the one with the cases.
Oh, Deal or No Deal.
Deal or No Deal.
Howie Mandel.
Yeah, that I've always enjoyed.
Deal. or no deal.
And speaking about some interesting cases, I got this story here where over in Euclid, they're going to be opening this 1956 time capsule. And anytime I find a time capsule story, I think they're kind of cool. I'm a history dork.
Yeah,
So,
hey, I would say I'm a history dork, but before you get into the main story, have you ever buried a time capsule? Because I can't say I have.
no, I never have.
Have you?
I mean, like, when I first heard about it when I was a kid, I definitely, like, wanted to. And I remember talking to my stepdad about, like, the idea of putting something, like, in a shoebox or something. But, you know, to actually have it last the test of time, it'd have to be something a little bit better than that.
I wanted to open one, never thought about actually burying one.
What is the overall point of, like, burying a time capsule?
I mean, you bury a time capsule and you put various pieces of, like, say, newspaper stories or a list of, like, prices of stuff and maybe famous people and different stuff like that all in a box. You bury it, and the thought is that maybe 50, 100, maybe even 500 years from now, it might be a whole other civilization. Who knows what's going on in the world, but they'll find that box and it would tell them something about, you know,
Yeah,
we were here.
Huh. I wonder what the time capsule would look like for, you know, these past 4 years with, you know, President 45 in office and COVID and all the racial injustice that's happened.
You know, it'd be kind of interesting. I just thought, like, we should find a way to do one for the school.
Huh.
I was
Like
just
a
about to say, you should
broadcasting.
definitely
That would be
like
fun.
to do that.
Because, you know, that stuff changes, like, every 10 years. Even one from 10 years ago would have been way different.
Yeah.
10 years ago, this school wasn't doing all this social media stuff.
Right.
The streaming. I had friends that came to this school, and it was really just a radio school back then.
Yeah.
So a lot has changed.
There
But
was a graduate that came just last week, or no, the week before, and he walked in. He was like, "Whoa, that wasn't like that. That wasn't like that." They was like, "You feel ripped off, huh?" He said, "Yeah, yeah, I do."
so if you're somebody who's thinking of coming to this school, now's the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting back to your main story.
Yeah, so on Tuesday at 4, they're saying the time capsule. So today, actually, at 4 o'clock, they're taking the time capsule and they're opening it over at the Euclid Historical Society. They say the box was found in April of this year, so they didn't even know it was there until then, when the city demolished the former Euclid YMCA. And they had the box hidden inside the building's cornerstone, which is something I've actually heard a few times. That's something people like to do.
That's a good song, YMCA.
Apparently this has been like something people have had an urban legend about. There's been talk about this maybe being there, but they never knew for sure. Well, now they found it, and they're going to open it today. So now next week I'll have to actually look and see what they found inside it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I'm not going to see.
No, I'm not either.
I don't know.
I can't. I have a pickleball lesson.
No, but it does make me curious. Like, what do you think will be in there from 1956? I mean, who knows? Maybe like an Elvis record.
Yeah. Was
And it's from the Historical Society, so it's probably going to be like
Something.
historical stuff.
something from like who I don't remember.
Who was president? It would have been like Eisenhower.
Who was president?
I think Eisenhower. Because that was before Kennedy.
Right. Was it before? It was definitely before Teddy, right? Or was Teddy after?
We could definitely look it up, but instead of doing that, somebody knows the answer, drop it in the comments.
Yeah.
Moving on to this next story real quick before we gotta hit a break. I saw this story and it made me think of, Josh, you kind of talked about this on this show and on our other show a few times, having issues with some of the noises people make when they're celebrating a holiday.
Oh yeah, I talked about this on our show for All Sports Cleveland last week.
Well, there was a story out of Cleveland where the Cleveland Division of Police is giving an annual reminder to residents that celebratory gunfire is still illegal, and residents should leave their fireworks to the experts.
Okay, the only type of like ceremonial gunshot I know of is like at the start of a race when they like shoot the pistol to like tell the runners to go, or like during the national anthem or whatever they do the 21. I think it's called the 21 gun
salute.
Yeah, those are the only two like ceremonial guns.
Oh man, there's people shooting guns off every holiday.
Well, I know for the 4th of July they do.
I mean, they do around my area too. I live out in the country.
Yeah.
So they're out there by their barn shooting off like shotguns and stuff, and it all depends on where you're at. I'm sure the neighborhood you're at probably doesn't have that, Josh, but definitely I've experienced that. And they say in this story, celebratory gunfire is not only illegal, it is of course extremely dangerous. I don't know why you have to remind people that, but
yeah, I would hope people know that.
well, they go on to say, what goes up must come down. Anyone found to be discharging a firearm within city limits can be arrested.
Makes sense.
Again, I feel like that's all common sense.
Yeah, that all sounds self-explanatory. And just to touch on this whole thing, I do have a mild case of Asperger's, which means I'm on the lower end of the autism spectrum. I'm not the prototypical autistic kid. I don't even know if that's the right way of saying it, but hopefully you understand what I'm going for. But with that comes a couple things. Like, first, when you're say a joke to me, or
So when somebody's telling you a joke, you mean?
yeah, or if somebody says oh, you're not gonna be here next week, the show's gonna sound better without you.
Gotcha. Like a playful, but
right.
but kind of poking at you a little
Right,
bit.
sometimes that irritates me because I'm not always able to differentiate whether you're saying it in a playful way or if you're actually if you actually mean it in a insult or
makes sense.
But more for this, it's I can't handle pyrotechnics and stuff. 4th of July, I have anxiety all day, literally all day because of the fireworks.
And it'll be going on all day, but they do say at the end of this that you can anonymously report anything you hear if you want to do that by texting tip 657. Not that it's probably going to do any help the day of, though. I mean, what are they going to do? They're not going to get to everybody.
Right.
But I just saw that and thought of you.
Right. I have come up with solutions. When I go to Browns games or Indians games, now I feel better about staying in my seat and dealing with the fireworks, but not always. There are times where I'm nope, I get up and walk away, go to the main concourse area, or just go to the bathroom just to get away from everything.
So real quick, Poison, you have kids. Have you brought them out to fireworks? All of them so far?
No, never actually. So I don't feel bad. I hate the sound of fireworks.
Yeah.
I hate any loud noise. I hate
would
without
feel
them.
bad about that.
Josh hates them too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Right.
So I don't feel bad
I'm
about
saying
that.
you don't feel bad about not liking them because of
Oh,
other
okay.
people that
now I get what you're saying.
that doesn't like them as well.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering, because of when I was a kid, my parents brought me there, and I remember crying at 4 or 5 years old, and they would just say, "No, it's fine, tough enough." But yeah, a lot of kids don't like that noise. It's
Right.
loud,
Well,
scary
my
noise.
people, they've definitely seen fireworks. They did it in front of the house before. Well, other people, of course, when we just happened to be over somebody's house and they did it in the middle of the street and stuff like that. So they've seen it. A couple of my younger kids, they cried about it. So I don't take them to go watch it.
Right. The thing with me is, this was when I was younger, I would even have on the noise-canceling headphones. And that still didn't happen. I would still, burst out crying.
Well, make sure you don't have your noise canceling headphones on if you're listening, because we are going to be back in just a minute. How's that for a transition?
Yeah, I
We're
like
going to be
that.
back in just a few minutes. We have a song playing, one more song for the show. It's Billy Morris and the Sunset Strip, Dressed Up Like a Millionaire. Is that you, Josh, dressed up like a millionaire? I think you are. But yeah, it's a 3-minute song. We'll be right back on the other side of that to finish up today's show. Hang around.
You will find out the answer to the riddle.
Oh yeah, and New Year's. People shoot guns on New Year's too.
Seriously, I thought the only time people do that was at the start of a race or a 21-gun salute.
Yeah, I used to run track, so I know a lot about the shooting guns before the race. And even I guess the first races and stuff like that.
I gotta look up horoscopes real quick because I tried to look them up on the school computer and they wouldn't let me.
You have any guesses about that riddle or no?
Got like 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
You will find out the answer, don't worry.
And then I have a second one for next week. That's similar to this one.
Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council. Welcome back to SplitView with Kramer and Josh.
Poison's here too. Poison's here too.
Hello and welcome back. So, Josh, it is that time.
I have to reveal the answer now?
Yeah, we don't have that much time left.
You guys don't have any guesses on what this mystery person likes or doesn't like.
I have not a single.
Just take one swing at it.
I took swings at it.
One more time.
I think he likes soap,
Okay?
but not water.
Soap but not water.
I think he's a dirty guy.
That is actually correct. Okay.
Well, there you go.
Okay, but do you know why?
I have no clue.
Okay. Think you can do another one?
No. You?
You got one?
He likes popcorn, but not chips.
He likes both popcorn and chips.
Well, yep. Yeah, I don't have it in me no more.
We're about to move on, so drop.
All right. So he likes things that don't have the letter T
Ridiculous.
in them.
That's just that. I could have got there eventually, probably, but that's too much thinking. Especially right in the middle of the show.
And just one letter? Goodness.
You made that really difficult.
That That's how I learned it.
I've never caught that.
Oh, I have another riddle that will
Well,
twist
save that because we will get to it another show.
probably next week.
But getting
Or
into
not next week,
this
the week
week's
after.
getting into this week's horoscope, if I could ever get to it. Scorpio this week, from gosh, got me all thrown off.
You're welcome.
June 21st to June 27th for Scorpios. Jealous feelings are par for the course when you're a Scorpio. For the past 3 weeks, it's been darn near impossible, doesn't say darn, to hijack your brain from the grips of the green-eyed monster. For this, you can blame Mercury, that silly planet. Since May 29th, the mind-controlling planet's been retrograding through Gemini and your possessive 8th house. So I guess I've been a jerk the past couple weeks.
You have 8 houses?
I guess we all do.
Okay.
8 planetary houses.
Something like that.
I really don't understand what some of that means, but like the basic stuff has really been right on, especially from this website. I do got to give them that. We've been using AstroStyle for a few months now, and I feel like they've been getting pretty dead on. Let's see what we have for Josh. You're Aquarius, right?
Yes.
Aquarius for this week. Come out wherever you are. This Tuesday, Mercury wraps up. There's Mercury again. An aggravated 3-week retrograde in Gemini that may have dimmed your glow. But the house lights flip on again starting Tuesday, and with Mercury powering forward through this fame and romance-fueling zone, you'll bask in it shamelessly. Find little ways to treat yourself, adding flashy yet tasteful touches to your wardrobe. Now you can radically alter your hair color or length and book an appointment with that tattoo artist you've been stalking on Instagram. What do you think, guys? So can we get you a tattoo this week?
No.
All right, well, just for the fun of it, I want people to drop in the comments if you make it to this far in the show, and if you do, thank you. But if you make it this far, drop in the comments what Josh should get tattooed.
I did get my hair dyed once. My parents wanted to kill me when that happened.
What color was it?
It was red.
Oh,
Like this type of red, or?
Like a dark red.
Dark red, okay.
Yeah.
I thought they just went out in college.
Yeah, it did.
I was wearing a white hat. My sister looks at me while I'm in the car, and she's like, "Are you bleeding?"
All right, so we got the last horoscope here. Virgo, I thought that was interesting. I want to see what people say. But for Virgo, career goals, because you are a Virgo, right?
Yeah.
It's been a while. Career goals may have vaporized since Mercury turned retrograde on May 29th, but don't fall for the illusion. You're just getting warmed up, and when your buzzy, ruling planet corrects course this Tuesday, you're in for a surprise windfall. It hasn't been easy or productive focusing on your goals since Mercury shifted into reverse in your career zone a few weeks ago. Maybe somebody was stringing you along, or perhaps you had all the right elements but got bound up in red tape. Either way, progress will resume on Tuesday and could take off at an accelerated clip. So to put that into normal speak, it seems like it's saying, like, if you've had a couple rough weeks, expect good things to happen this week.
I'll take that.
So
Yeah.
we'll have to see how that pans out.
Especially with what you were telling me before the show with your car problem.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so it does sound like you've had a rough couple weeks maybe
Oh,
then.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so hopefully there'll be good news to come this week.
Yeah. And our random astronomy fact?
Yeah, jumping real quick, we are already almost late, but just for tradition's sake, go ahead and pick out one of these for the bonus astronomy.
I need to.
Or wait, you don't have the sheet, do you?
No.
I'll throw one at you. Did you know that you have tiny meteorites in your hair?
What?
Yep, micrometeorites, tiny particles from space visible only through microscopes, are constantly raining down on Earth. Some fall on you whenever you go outdoors, but without the most advanced laboratory equipment and analysis, you can't detect them. They get lost in the great mass of pollen, smog, household dust, and dandruff, that's a nice thought, that resides on top of your head. So, if you don't take anything else from the show today, remember that you have space dust in your hair.
Yes. And also remember that he likes coffee, but he doesn't like tea.
Yeah. I don't like gray.
And she like lashes.
She like that. Well, here, before we get out of here, any last shout outs?
Under to the max, subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, please look me up on YouTube, Kramer Radio Productions, and that same screen name is Instagram, Twitter, and, well, that's it. But look me up under there.
And you can follow me on IG at She Like Lashes and She Like Poison.
All right, we will be back next week at 3 o'clock here on North Coast Underground. Thank you so much. See ya.
Bye.
Take care.
See you in 2 weeks.
Something like that.
Ooh.
Well, for me, because mics are still on.
I'm taking a trip to the end of next month.
Yeah, I'll be out. For me, it's 2 weeks because I'll be out of town next week.
Is it a special day?
No,
or-
I'm just going. My family's going down to South Carolina for like 10 days or so.
Good episode.
Yeah, good discussion. And now you get to take a break from the riddle. But I have another one ready, armed and ready for when I come back.
Alright, guys. See you.
See ya. I got those notes done so quick. I didn't get back there till 2:30. And I had notes done, everything. We were only 4 minutes late.
I like how you said that. We were only 4 minutes.
I thought we were going to be a lot more late than that.
I like how you said that with the little arm pump, right? And we were on
4 minutes late.
I'm proud.
That was funny. Yeah, that's the type of